All right, everybody, how you doing? Captain Jack here. Sorry about that. I apparently had some issues with my mic, and I had to make sure that everything was squared away. Orange Sherry, welcome, brother. Welcome, welcome. Glad that you are here. Bob Dar, good to see you as well. Leslie Marie from Vegas, love to see you, darling. Hope that now that you guys can all hear me. Jared and Aaron over there on YouTube, thanks again. Again, this is a present to me, and I thank everybody for being here, even if it's only for a short period of time. I'd rather spend some quality time with all my friends here than not have a chance to do anything at all. I've been cooped up in the house for about a week. Jimmy Farrell, thanks for joining us. And party on with some iced tea, instant iced tea mix. I am partying like a banshee. It's the big 5-5 for the old salty cap. So again, happy birthday to me in that nice respect. And in fact, thank you for joining me here. I'm really happy to see that we did have some people here. Ed Winchell, thanks again. Match of matches: Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. Oh, I gotta be a match from the ages. You know, actually, on the news today, they threw out the case that Hulk Hogan had against the local DJ down here because they put it out where they said that it wasn't. I guess it wasn't a viable case. Let me move my micro. I guess I can't do that. Well, I'm going to try. I got a lot. Okay, hopefully y'all can still hear me. I had to move the microphone over in order to get the best view here on things that are going on. So we're going to be cutting back and forth from the cameras. And there we go. Transition there. Wipe. See, I'm going to try to do some different camera angles. Try to make it at least not stale for everybody. So, today's news in sports, not a lot. I think I've been spending most of my time watching movies. And I still have yet to see the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, although I've recorded it. So when I get a chance to, I think probably later on after the show, I will probably watch that. I have, as I was telling people already, I have a shit ton of the cameras, the channels with all of the movie channels. So I'm not going to be wanting for movies, that's for sure. So I'll probably watch that later on because I've wanted to see that for a while. The Tarantino, was it Brad Pitt? What's his nose from the Titanic? You know. That kid, the Australian chick, Margot Robbie. Okay, don't spoil it, Ed. Don't be a spoiler for my birthday. Okay, I do know, and it's funny because me being a history major, I actually when I saw the previews for it before, and I saw that it has something to do with the the Tate LaBianca murders, and I was talking to a couple of the folks that were in my work that aren't as much into history as I am. So I actually had to explain to them, what the significance was for the Manson family murders and all the things like that. So, again, history guy. And I know that Tarantino spins history. He spun history with Inglourious Bastards, having, the demise of the entire Nazi party being in a oh, wait, there's I guess that's a spoiler alert. I apologize. But this movie's been out at least, 4 years or so I don't feel real bad. But, Tarantino spinning history with Hitler and the entire Nazi regime being killed in a fire in a Paris movie theater was unique in that respect. But But yeah, if you say I'm going to enjoy it, I probably will, because I like I said, I'm not a great Tarantino fan. He does have some really good movies. Although there are a lot of movies that I have yet to see. I have yet to see the full version of From Dusk Till Dawn. And I think that's the vampire flick. So I haven't seen that. I've seen bits and pieces of it. The one with El Mariachi, which was actually a Rodriguez film. I think Tarantino did a spin-off of that, one of like the second films for that. I haven't seen all of that in its entirety as well. So I definitely am looking forward to seeing some of these films. I did actually see and get the yeah, I enjoyed Pulp Fiction. I did tape Reservoir Dogs the other day because, I've seen it a lot, but again, I've yet to see it from beginning to end. There's always been like one or two scenes that I've missed from it. I mean, I know how it ends. I'm not gonna spoil that one because Reservoir Dogs is such that I don't want to spoil for people. Ramona, thank you for that. Happy birthday. I appreciate you saying that to me. Again, I appreciate that from Ramona Gallegos. And see who else we have here. Well, Oren, I'd like to hear from you when I do put the phone on. If you want to call in, brother, I'd really love to hear from you because Oren Sherry is one of the more respected bloggers, podcasters, Raider aficionados that I have had a chance to talk to back and forth as well. And I'd love to hear his take on how things are going so far in the off season. That is, if you'd like to do that. No pressure, Oren, but it would be nice to hear from you. Leslie Marie from Vegas as well as join us, as well as Jimmy Oha, Jack Varela, Billy Kirby, TJ. Good to see you there, brother. Cheryl again from Cheryl, I believe, is in Vegas as well. Again, Leslie and Bob Dar. And again, we have, who else did we have here? Leslie also sent me a birthday wish. Thank you, sweetie. Jared, we're going to get our Pittsburgh report from Jared pretty soon. Eddie Winchell, Mike Sarah, who is in misery, and I said that. Oh, Passover. Well, Doc Cabral, that's the other Doc, because remember we have two Docs on the show. We have Doc Burdett and Doc Cabral. Doc Cabral is the Patriots fan. That's fun. Passover, that means that if it's Passover, then that means, is Yom Kippur? No, that was in November. So Passover around Easter. I always know that those are the two that Passover equates to Easter around that time. Yom Kippur is in the fall. Doc, I'm in the house. No, I don't have anybody that cooks kosher. So if there is a Jewish lady out there that would like to cook me a kosher Passover meal and send it to me, I'd love that. Oop, we got a call coming in. Oren, wait a second. Oren, 1 second, Oren. I'm gonna post up the number, Oren, because it needs to be the number that I have here. So for you, brother, and again, there it is up there on the screen because Oren. Okay, you're doing it again. Oren, please. I apologize, Oren. You can't call me direct. You gotta call the number that's on the screen, which let me make sure I put on my Google Voice number, because then we can't do any of this crap if we don't have that up. So again, I'm gonna have my Google Hangouts number, which should come up in a second. Me being ill prepared, I'm sitting here just talking and yakking. So, Oren, please call the 813-699-0834 number, 813-699-0834. Oren was calling. He was calling my number right here into Facebook, but unfortunately that number, there we go. Okay, I got an 818. Who am I speaking to?
He was calling my number right here in
yes, Oren, turn your computer off in the back.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
turn it off in the back so we don't hear the reverb.
I'm going to turn my volume off.
Okay, thanks again, partner. Appreciate that. Edwin.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, well,
you hear me?
Yes, I hear you well, sir. How are you doing?
Oh, great. Thank you very much. I heard a little bit bing, bing, bing in the back, but I'm here.
That's the background it catching up with us. That was Edwin who was calling as well. But if you're calling, stop calling. I want to hear it from Oren. Oh my God.
Well, I'm not calling anymore.
I know. Stop calling me. I want to hear from Oren. Oh my God. Wait. Okay. Thank God.
Okay. There we go.
First off, how are you doing, brother? Good to hear from you.
Oh, very good. Trying to manage myself like everybody else during all the lockdown here, but trying to survive the best way we can.
Well, that's good.
So, but like you said, all we can do is watch movies, no sports. So
yeah,
that's what we all have. Try to get Netflix and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't have I don't have Netflix, but I do have the what do you call it? I have a bunch of the regular movie channels and whatnot. So I got that going for me. Gosh help me, thank goodness. I have so many different movie channels. I'm not going to be wanting for not watching something.
Well, I hear that. I don't know. We at home we got all the goodies like the Disney Plus and all that stuff. But probably if I didn't have them, I'd probably be going crazy right now.
I got you, brother. Now here's the thing. Oh, I got it. By the way, or I got to catch up. I'm remiss. Sarah Sanchez, thank you for saying happy birthday. Jenny Carolina Sosa Placentia, love you as well. I love my Jenny. And Sarah Sanchez, she can't hear me. And we're back to Oren again. I try to catch up. And whoever was calling, I appreciate it, but I need to hear from Oren. I have not heard from Oren in other than I think we had some comments from you in one of my shows earlier, about a month or so.
Right.
But I trust me, man. Everybody pegs me for a Derek Carr hater. I'm not a hater.
No.
I'm just one that takes things with a grain. Because there are good and bad with him, and all I care about is wins.
Yeah, I think we all do. We want him to win. We want him to succeed. And I'm like Carr. I'm going to tell everybody out there, don't be sold. I'm a guy who's very good in these college guys. Unless we move up to get Burrow, there is no quarterback that's going to be 100% right off the bat.
Right, and I don't even think Burrow is going to be 100% right off the bat.
Right, exactly. Tua is coming off an injury. Nobody knows how good he's going to be.
Right.
Nobody.
Because you know about the college game. How many people were talking about Joe Burrow this time last year? Nobody.
Zero. Thank you very much. Exactly.
Right. He had one great year at LSU where he set the world on fire. He had the guy that his offensive coordinator helped him out, okay? And now he's or projected to be the number one pick in the draft. I'm not a Burrow hater as well, but you know what? If Tua hadn't gotten injured, how many people would have said that the Bengals weren't going to be taking Tua right now?
Correct. We have no idea. If he succeeded and did well in the combine, he might have been the number one pick.
Exactly.
And I just feel that right now, there is nobody out there. Yes, there's a couple of guys. They're not a Lamar Jackson. You're not going to get somebody like a Patrick Mahomes. There is nobody in this draft that are like either one of those players. And I want to get that. And if somebody wants I hear from comments on my blog, I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, Carr's not exciting. He didn't give us excitement. He only made it to the playoffs one time. You know, and one year he's only been in the Pro Bowl, and in the other 2 years that he went to the Pro Bowl, he went in because nobody else did." And I'm saying to myself, well, if he even got that close, that's pretty good out of 32 quarterbacks. There's 32 quarterbacks in the league, and if you're in the top 10, that's not bad.
Oh yeah, I got it.
He had his second best season last year, and he's getting picked on.
Well, I don't necessarily think, and I think that what we have as far, okay, Ed Winchell says Carr sucks. That's it. You want to talk about somebody that hates Derek Carr? Go after Ed Winchell in my comments section. But he's over on YouTube, not on Facebook. So that's just saying. It's not that I just get upset at Carr. And everybody knows this. I get upset at Carr when he throws the fucking ball, excuse my French, into the ground on fourth down, when you know the 2 to 3 things that can happen are generally good. You're either going to get a completion, you're either going to get a pass interference on your way, or if you get an interception, so be it. But it's fourth down anyway.
Right. And I think a lot of that is he's still learning Gruden's type of coaching.
Yeah, and he's gotten better.
And he's got better. The first year he was arguing with them all the time. But here he is learning, and I think I want to see him succeed in Vegas. I really, really do.
And
I think someone's trying to call him.
It's a phantom call because I don't see the call. You know, it's one of those things where it has Google Hangouts, but you're the only one that's on, but I can't see what the other phone number is. So, again, if you're calling in, folks, give it a break. Oren is on. Actually, he's on this time. Hang on a second. Call back. Okay, good. Okay. But, no, I mean, and here's the thing. Now, here's what I want to know is, do you think that the Raiders are hanging on to Carr just until to make like a big splash at the draft, and then maybe that they're going to have like one of these draft day trades, and it's actually going to be Mariota that gets this team done?
No, from the way I look at it, Mariota is one of the. I mean, he's going to be fine as a backup, but I still don't think he's going to start. People have got to take it like this. They're still paying Carr, I don't know, like $21 million a year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're paying Mariota half of that. The contract, yes, might have said 32. He's not going to get $32 million unless he makes so many starts,
right?
Which he's probably not going to do.
Right. Well, I think it's 37 over 2, and it's incentive laden.
Right. So, and if you really look at it, Nick Foles, when he backed up Carson Wentz, had the same type of contract. It does not mean you're going to start. So just take it like this. We do have now a good backup if something happens.
Which we have yet. This is the very first time in Carr's entire history that he has somebody that's actually capable. The best backup that he had was the kid that played for the Bills, not Tyrod Taylor, but the other guy that came in for Carr when he was broken in Denver. His name escapes me. That's the best backup quarterback that we've had. Oh, E.J. Manuel. There you go.
E.J. Manuel, that's right.
E.J. Manuel.
But he didn't do much either.
Right, but he was the best quarterback that we've had as a number 2 amongst all of the number 2s that we've ever had. A.J. McCarron, fuck no. What's it? The statue we had, Glennon last year, no. Okay?
No.
So, again, we are sitting well. If, God forbid, Derek does get injured this year, I like our chances with Mariota in there.
Right. Well, let's move to the other signing. So But what do you think about the pickup with Nelson Aguilar?
I like it. Aguilar, and I was mistaken. I had him as a UCLA product when he's really a USC product, so I apologize to all the Trojans. I apologize to all the Trojans out there. I knew he was from the Southern Cal college market. I just had the school wrong. I know that's like heresy in that respect, but at least I had him in the right area. I just had him at the wrong school. Anyway, Aguilar was a very good product, or expected to be a very good product coming out of the college. He hasn't panned well. He did play well in the series that lead up to the Eagles winning their Super Bowl, but he has had pretty much a dud of a career in Philadelphia, and he's on a prove-it deal as well. And that's good for the Raiders. That's good for him. So it depends upon if he can live up to what his expectations were. I think that's a damn good signing. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I like it because he's not going to be the number one. It's going to be the draft pick. And I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
But I believe, I love Hunter Renfrow. I think he'll be the number 2. And the number 3 will be either Aguilar or Williams, and they'll be fighting it out.
Right. But you said
and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, but draft pick now. Here's something between you and I, Oren. I don't want to spend a number 1 on a wide receiver. I really don't. I think that you can get good value with either now. Granted, let me preface to say, trading back to 19 for whichever pick, hopefully a late first rounder or a second. Maybe that is where you get a receiver, providing you get another pick. I don't like spending a number 12, or definitely not a 19, on any of those receivers when you can find quality receivers in late first, early second, if you trade one of those picks back.
I agree with you 100%, because this draft of wide receivers is very, very good.
Uh-huh.
And one of the guys who's going to come up in the end of the first round, early second, which I think we should trade back for, he's a very good route runner. Look, even though he got a little injured, he'll be fine when it comes to camp. And that's the Vince Noah out of Colorado.
And you know what, buddy, I gotta let you go because I have that the knockout caller. Please call back again. It's always good hearing from you. You take care, Oren.
Yeah.
All right, that was Mr. Oren Cherry. Now we're going to get our Pittsburgh report. Hang on a second there, Jared. Let me put off the, let me see here. Got everything else with the transition and the view. All right, brother, what you got for us?
Well, everything is still hunkered down. Looks like we're all going to be this way for the next month or so, however, after what we heard tonight. But we're trying to hang in there as best we can. It was a gorgeous day, however. It was beautiful. It was 75 degrees and sunny.
Well, good.
Yes. And happy birthday, by the way.
Well, thank you, partner. I appreciate that. I had I had a piece of the I don't want to say leftover, because I had some cake left over, or not leftover, but I put it aside from the meal that I went out with and got yesterday from the steakhouse, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna keep it aside for my birthday cake type thing. Really good, I love strawberry shortcake, so that's the way it was. It was nice to have that with you. Cooter, you got to call back in a bit then.
Well, not much to report here, however. All we've heard, however, it looks like now they're saying it looks like baseball's going to start in mid to late May, and they're going to go until Thanksgiving, possibly, with baseball, they're thinking, or at least something that I heard in those affect blind stuff.
Okay, what's your source on that there, Jared?
I've heard that CBS Sports and I think ESPN said something along the lines like that they're going to be discussing that possibly, maybe. I've heard one of those two places, however, said that they're going to have a discussion, I think sometime, if they didn't have a discussion already, sometime maybe later this week, I'm sure they're going to have a sit-down conversation, a teleconference, and discuss plans of whether or not to start the season sometime in the middle of May or late May, early June, and then go until maybe late October, early mid-November. I've been hearing.
If they go with the start mid-May, that means that they have to at least have spring training coming up within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Like I said,
okay, well,
but,
we'll see.
I don't know.
I think that is a very optimistic view. I know that they've had spring training, that they got through, I want to say about 1/3 to 1/2 of it, if not even that. I think they probably got through 1/3 of spring training. They still need to stretch those pitchers' arms out, and they're not doing it regularly. I think that is very optimistic. I think that if I'm thinking in reality where the players won't get hurt, you better start about the 1st of June.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll see. I mean, not much else to report here. However, other than that, how they announced in Pittsburgh today, the high school people in Pittsburgh, however, were voting, the writers, I guess, in Pittsburgh, voting the high school top 5 high school players in the state today. And other than that, there's not much else going on. It's been very low-key and very pretty much mellow and quiet for the time being, however.
Yeah, well, there's really not a lot going on, and this is one of the reasons why I enjoy having the show, even though we don't have a lot to talk about. But there are people that need to, I had to get out of the house yesterday. I was upset that I needed to get out of the house today to go to the supermarket for something that I thought was not a very economically or viable thing to get, and I'm not gonna get into it much more, other than the fact that the other person in this house said that they needed it, and I was like, no, you fucking don't. But anyway,
I heard it's been warm down there too, like in the 90s and everything. It feels like August weather down there.
Yeah. It's been in it's not quite 90s, but it's been in the 80s for the entire month.
Yeah. And to think, next weekend I would have been down there because a week from today would have been WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium 1 week from tonight, however. Go figure, however.
Yeah.
The big event would have been there, however.
Yeah, well, if they redo it or if they have another event here, I'll be more than happy to, say hello to you. I know that we had one of my buddies that used to call in was a Wildman, one of the big Raider fans, great guy that he is. I've lost track of him because he went to Vegas as well. I actually have to try to reach out to him. He's an Army vet, very, very into wrestling, and hopefully I'll get a hold of him sometime soon. But yeah, Wildman was a big time wrestling guy, and hope I get a chance to talk to him as well.
That's what I've been doing a lot the last few days. However, I haven't been watching movies in my stash, which I have a ton of my stash out of old and new. I've just been watching, like I said, old wrestling matches, basically trying to keep myself from going stir crazy. But hey, it is what it is. But again, just want to call and wish you a happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday, and I'll talk to you later this week.
Hey, well, thanks again, Jared. I appreciate the birthday sentiment, man. It's definitely nice to hear from you.
No problem. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. That was Jared, which means that the line is open. And again, Oren, appreciate you calling in. Jared, I appreciate you calling in. For those that don't know, I give everybody at least 5 minutes until we start having a bunch of people call in. And then, of course, we'll probably have to change that as well. We gotta get our report from New York. Jimmy Farrell, how you doing, brother? Good to hear from you.
What's up, Captain?
Hey, just hanging out, talking with everybody.
That's good. Listen, just a few minutes ago, I got this. I was watching this post on YouTube. It's about. They shut down the interior cam of the stadium. The guy says there's something inside he doesn't want the fans to know. Because I went to go on there a few weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, to go and check out the interior of the stadium, and it was like a blank screen.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any fans out there, know what's the reason why they're not showing it or not?
No,
I don't know.
No, that's news to me. If you don't understand or you don't know what Jimmy Farrell, obviously the cameras to the new Las Vegas Stadium, which had a bunch of cameras that were showing the progress of the stadium. Apparently, Logan Morris says it's been shut down for a while now. So, and Logan, if I'm not mistaken, lives out in Las Vegas. Maybe he can give some insight as to why they shut it down. Maybe, and again, this is conjecture, maybe it's a surprise to the fans. Maybe it's something bad happened that they don't want people to know about. The whole imagination can run the gamut of what's going on and why.
Right. The last thing I heard, I watch Bentar religiously, and he said the last thing they were doing inside was putting the silver or the gray seats in the middle of the stadium, and then I don't know, that was the end of it. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so they're making instead of them being gray, they're silver.
Oh, I don't know if they're gray or silver. All I know is that they're putting it in the middle of the stadium. The middle level.
Okay.
As far as you guys were talking about Carr, let me ask you something. Let's say, when is it, if it goes bad, how many games do you give Carr until he gets yanked out? And how many games, say the defense doesn't go as well? I mean, how many games do you fire Gunther?
Gunther, okay. The answer to that is TBD, because here you can't put a number on a what if, and the reason why I say that is this: if Derek Carr, and by the way, the only reason why I brought up Derek Carr with Oren is because Oren and I were having some really good Derek Carr debates earlier, and I wanted to ask him about it because I respect Oren's opinion. That's the only reason why I brought him up. Okay, but for you to say how many games before they fire Gunther, or how many games do they give Derek Carr to shit the bed and then replace him with Mariota, you can't do that, because you can't say, well, maybe it's 4 games. Well, in those 4 games, maybe Derek Carr has 3 fantastic games, and then the 4th game he has a really horrible game, and then you pull him. You can't say that. There's not a stipulation as to how many. You got to see the trajectory of how Derek is playing, of how the defense
allow this team you can't have what you had last season. You can't have losing streaks going on.
Okay,
we can't go through another season like that.
Okay, so what are you saying? You saying that the Raiders can't lose 4 in a row before they fire Carr and Gunther?
I don't think. I think I would strongly think about getting rid of Gunther. If you have 4 games and you're on the 500, Carr,
Well, wait. Now remember.
Borderline.
Now wait a second, Jimmy. Wait a second here. It's March 29th, and the schedule has not even come out yet.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Wait a second.
As far as wait a second, we can't go through another season like that again. I know.
Jimmy, let's say, okay, that the Raiders' first 4 games are the Saints, okay. Who else are they playing that's really tough this year? Okay, let's say that they're playing the Saints and the Chiefs away.
And the Patriots.
And the Patriots won the game. Okay, so they're playing the Saints, the Chiefs, the Patriots. And give me another playoff contender from last year that they're playing.
The Bears.
No, they're not playing the Bears this year. I'm talking in the schedule that's coming up, okay? Okay, let's say it's the Bucks, okay? Because the Bucks were on the outside of being in the playoffs last year, okay?
And they start off 0-3.
No, let's say they're 0-4, okay? They play the Saints, they play the Bucks, they play the Patriots, and they play the Chiefs, and they're 0-4. But they're 0-4 against the Super Bowl champions, okay? The Bucks, who were a playoff contender with that butthead at quarterback, right? Against a Drew Brees-led Saints team, okay? And who was the other one? The whatever. Oh, the Pats, okay? And then let's say the Pats get a effing good quarterback. Let's say that Deshaun Watson finds his way up in New England, and now he's going to be, the quarterback for the Patriots, and they get every call in the book, okay?
Right. All right. So what happens in the fifth game?
Well, that's why.
What are you going to do?
That's
you
what
got to
I'm
worry
saying.
about your first win.
But what I'm saying is that so you're going to fire everybody because the Raiders have gone against what could be the best
I wouldn't say
team?
fire Carr, but I would strongly consider Gunther. I mean,
okay, well let's say that the scores are tight. Let's say that the Raiders are losing.
Let's say they're not.
No. See, there you go. You said what if, and I'm giving you all, okay, what if it's the defense that's being very tight and the scores, they're not getting blown out. The defense is playing well.
Yeah, but you're taking a chance. You're taking all right, so you don't fire Gunther. You're going to take a chance. What, for the rest of the season?
What I'm saying is you gotta have a situation that is viable. You can't say what if blank blank blank. You gotta see how they're playing, man. If the defense is playing like shit for those 4 games, then you already got your heir apparent right there with you. You know who you're gonna go to. It's already there in the system. But if the defense,
what is your game plan in the 5th game?
You don't know because we haven't played these games yet, Jimmy. That's what I'm saying. I'm not making it, and I'm not screaming at you. I'm screaming at the situation. I apologize.
No.
It's me.
No.
Okay. What I'm saying is that you don't know what's going on until you play the games. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know. I want to see it.
Speaking for the rest of the Raiders fan, we can't go to another mediocre season.
Right.
You know?
But it all depends upon who's playing well, who's not playing well. Maybe it's because Gruden has some crappy play calling, and we don't know about it because, we're going to blame whoever's at quarterback.
Well, let me ask you this. You know how he is in the second half. He doesn't change his game plan.
Right.
What if we have another season like that with him?
Well, I'm gonna let you go, Jimmy, and I'll answer you offline. Thanks for calling. That was Jimmy Farrell, and then we got one for the 612. 612 is this Cooter?
You betcha.
Okay. The only reason why I knew that because you said you tried to call earlier. And I didn't get you there, brother. So this is Crazy Cooter, the Viking fan. So we've heard from Pittsburgh. We've heard from Crazy Cooter. Good to see you, brother. How you doing?
Oh, just doing my thing out here on the road.
Well, I'm going to try. Hopefully your number came into my phone. I'm going to see if it did. Nope, it did. Cooter, do me a favor. If you haven't already, text me when you're off the phone, so I put you in my phone if I haven't already. I'm gonna look you up.
Okay.
And
No problem.
hopefully it'll show up next time. But so what do we want to talk about? I know you want to talk about your purple people.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
No. It's your call, man. What are we talking about?
I just called to say hi and just trying to keep myself from being bored out here in my self-quarantine in my truck.
Oh, that's right. So that's right. You are a truck driver now. How, as a truck driver, and I'm glad you called, Cooter, is what do you have to do? What stipulations do you have as a truck driver that people need to think about? Because your ass is on the road all the time, and you have interaction with a bunch of different people, and it's got to be tough for you as well.
Well, you just get in and out of the truck stop as quick as you can. You can't sit down and eat. You can still go, you use all the facilities and things like that. I've only seen a few rest areas closed down, so it's been pretty decent. It's just, take a little extra precaution and just get in and out and just go
in your truck, I guess. You know what I mean? That my last load that came out of Sacramento to just north of Salt Lake City took me 5 days because I had a breakdown and I got stuck on Donner Pass for a day and a half. And oh my goodness, you know, to do 836 miles it took me 5 days.
Wow.
So that was a pretty crappy week last week.
and obviously, do you get docked in your pay, or does your pay suffer?
No, there's my company doesn't let us put chains on the trucks when it's chain laws are on, like when you're out in the mountains or anywhere. As long as the chain laws are on, you're done. You're parked.
Okay.
So, because they don't want the damage. You know, people don't know how to put the things on. I've seen the things coming off guys' trucks after they let us go, and I've seen guys still having chains on their truck, and you can hear the things whacking the trailer and stuff like that every time they went around a revolution, you know? So it's just, I can understand, and I'm glad because I don't really want to ever get caught on Donner Pass or in slippery. That kind of incline and snow just don't mix.
Right. Yeah, well, hey, the fact is that you made it because you wouldn't be calling us if you hadn't, and that's a good thing.
Right. You know, and I run reefer stuff, so I mean, I'm an essential part of the chain link of food for everybody, you know? And I mean, I'll tell you what, the Walmarts right now, I've seen another video, another guy was saying that he was at a McLean, which is owned by Walmart down in Maryland, I think he said he was at. He said he sat there all day. Well, I went to a Walmart DC just by Salt Lake City called Corinne, Utah. To get the load that was on my truck from that horrible week last week, it took them 7.5, almost 8 hours to do it.
Wow.
Like, how fair is that to people? You know, you waste their whole day to get the stuff off, but the lady goes and starts throwing excuses at me inside. I'm like, she goes, what about the other 700 trucks, this and that? I said, whatever, lady, and we kind of lost our cool with each other. I walked out there all steaming. My screaming Norwegian came out at me.
Hey, actually, I did something today that I've never done before. And that was I had like the folks that go and buy your groceries for you, and they bring them to your house. And
like Walmart's pickup for delivery, they actually brought it to you though.
Yeah. This one it was from Publix, and Publix has I think it was those folks that was on the news about if they don't get increase in pay, they're gonna walk on them. And the lady was very nice, so. You know, I ended up upping her tip at the very end, and you know, I couldn't get all the things I need. The only thing that I definitely needed was I needed distilled water for my CPAP machine, and I hope I can acquire that real soon, because otherwise, what do? You you boil water and then you like put it aside? I don't know what I'm gonna do without distilled water. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. Hello?
Over to stick you sideways and throw a little salt and sand on it anyways, you know? And I've seen these little bottles for that exact application. They want $5 for a 20-ounce bottle of that shit.
For distilled water?
For stuff for CPAPs, yeah.
Yeah, I just used the distilled water. We dropped you for a second. I'm glad that you came back. But you know,
okay.
Well, no, you're in now. I was just like, as I said hello.
No, what I said is, you know, when you go to these truck stops, you try to buy a 20-ounce bottle of that stuff.
Yeah.
I said truck stops bend you over to stick you sideways and throw those salt and sand on it anyways.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, go to the Walmart that you're trying to stock and get your own.
I just noticed it. I just noticed that. I'm like, they want $5 for a 20-ounce bottle of distilled water for a CPAP machine.
Yeah.
You know, they got you by the balls.
Yeah.
You know, you run out of the stuff in the middle of the night. You need it. You can't. You don't have it in your truck. You know, and I don't know will good drinking water work or not. You got to use distilled.
You got to use distilled. It's better for your machine. And I got a brand new machine. And by the way, with this brand new machine, I used to have one of those Solon Cleans or whatever those machines were that clean your CPAP machines. Apparently, they were breaking CPAP machines with that cleaner. So I got like a relatively brand new CPAP cleaning machine that's in my room, and I can't use it because if I do use it on my brand new machine, it voids the warranty, and I'm not going to have to do that. So what I have been doing is I'm actually, and I love this new machine, by the way, it's a Philips. It's very easy to clean out the receptacle where you put your water in. So in that respect, it's a lot nicer than the old machine. So I don't really need those solar cleanse machine thingy anymore.
Oh, okay.
But if
right.
anything,
I don't know much about those things, but if I ever go to get one of them things, I'll have to put that valve inside my chest or whatever it is, because I roll around so much I choke myself to death with one of them things.
Well, we don't want you to do that, brother. We don't want you to do that.
No. So that's it. You know, I know I snore like a chainsaw, man. You get me sleeping, and I'm loud.
Well,
I probably should go get tested for it. My mom uses one, and she told me the same thing. Like, why don't you just go? And I'm like, Mom, I would wrap that thing around my neck so tight I'd probably end up killing myself in the middle of the night, because I'm a stomach sleeper. I can't sleep on my back.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, well, here's the thing. First off, Cooter, get yourself checked. And the reason why I say that is sleep apnea is such it's a killer. It's actually what killed Reggie White. And you know that, right? Reggie White died.
Reggie White. Reggie White.
I'm not saying it in your anti-Packer, mode here. I'm saying it because we care about you. That we want to make sure that because go get a sleep study just to make sure that you're okay.
I'm gonna take some time off here before I'm gonna be going out to take a little vacation right around the end of May, as long as everything all clears up. I'm gonna load up my motorcycle camper, and go out to Jesse Jones's and meet up with a couple other people from the VWO out there by the Tail of the Dragon in Deals Gap out in North Carolina. We're gonna go shoot the Tail of the Dragon, and I got a motorcycle camper called a Timeout that I haul behind my Yamaha Railstar Venture. That's pretty sweet. So I can't wait to have a long trip on it. I actually got it going to a shop here recently, and even though Yamaha have these things set up very, very good for pulling units and stuff, and the cooling system works very well in it, I'm putting an oil cooler on it too.
Okay. Hey, Cooter, I enjoyed hearing from you, brother. I'm going to open up the line for somebody else, but skull to you, brother.
Let me sign off like I always do.
You got it.
This is crazy, Cooter, coming at you. Maybe crazy, but you stupid, keeping them wheels spinning on Beaver's Green, and this greasy side down, sunny side up. God bless y'all.
Hey, God bless, Cooter. You take care. Call in anytime, brother.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Hey, thanks again,
Sorry, happy
Cooter.
birthday.
Appreciate that as well, brother. You take care.
Yep, take care. How about Jack?
All right. That was Crazy Cooter, one of my VWO, that's Viking World Order for you folks that don't know about it. Viking World, I tell you what, the Viking World Order, the guys that I had a chance to hang out with up there when I went to the game last year were wonderful. Great guys and great fans. And I know that between the Viking fans and the Packer fans, there was let me see. I think there was one asshole Packer fan at the stadium that was near me that ended up he got threw out because people were seeing that he was getting in my face after he got into another Raider fan's face. And the Packer fans, I think I said this story on, the Packer fans called up the cops and they had him expelled. Okay, they didn't expel me, they had him expelled. And that was the one Packer fan. And then the Viking fans, I'm trying to think. I was with Vey and Odin, the two big, really big Viking World Order guys. I didn't get a chance to go hang out with Sid, but I was with Trey Vey. Can't remember what it's not Raider Vey or Viking Vey. It was something Vey. And Yarg, back to you as well, Vince. Good, but I tell you, the Viking folks were wonderful. So nothing but love for the Viking and Packer fans. You know, they're great people. But I think it's a regional thing. I think it's folks from up there are just so much they're fans, but they're not belligerent, man. The New York fans were assholes. They were assholes. And I'm not saying that all New York fans are assholes. All Philadelphia fans are assholes. No, because I'm a Philly fan. But I'm not an asshole. But it generally seems that folks from the Northeast are just fucking assholes. And the fans here in Florida, undoubtedly, they're assholes. I think there's a bunch of transplants that come down to Florida, and then they make everybody assholes because the Saints fans are wonderful. Okay. Anyway, if you're joining us, thank you for joining me on my birthday. Appreciate that. See if get everybody here. Oh, Pamela, thank you. Thank you for that happy birthday wish. Hollywood has joined us, and Mike Gutzler as well. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wish, Hollywood. Vince Whittel with another YAARRRRG over there as well. Oh, Sylvester Papa, Raider Martinez. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, brother. Good to see you as well. Survey. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Cooter was saying. Survey was Trey Miller. Yeah, great guy. Just on my break. And, well, great for having a joke back joke. You know, my buddy, and since Cooter is the guy that actually did this room, not the interior, because she was an interior, but the contractor that did my this room is a Viking guy, really great guy. But his worker was a Packer guy, and that's his brother-in-law. So that's a little bit of hate and discontent there. I'm glad that everybody is there. Vince wishes me happy birthday. Thank you there, Vince. And Sylvester, thanks for the happy birthday as well. Folks, I gotta say it because I'd be remiss in not saying it. If you like, only because I don't get a chance to do it. If you could, please give me a... Oh, crap. Hang on a second. Ed Winchell. Ed Winchell. Ed Winchell, are you there?
Happy birthday.
I hear you, Ed. Stand by a second. We're getting a lot of, extra, it's like double call. I don't know what it is. I get a call, but then I push yours, and then it continues to roll. So I apologize. Hang on, people. It's not me. It's the machine. There we go. Okay. For some reason, I think Ed, did you call earlier? And that was probably you. Because for some reason, your number hangs up, or not hangs up, but it continues to go even when it's not there. I don't know.
It goes to voicemail.
Yeah, well, I got you this time, but at least you don't have to worry about extra calls. Sonny Hope, thank you for Sonny wishes me a happy birthday as well. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate that. And good. Yeah, I'm blaming the equipment, Mike. And if you're not on, by the way, if you're on Facebook, thank you, but please come over to YouTube, because first off, it's easier for me to read your comments on YouTube, and this way I know that you'll also, if you're not already subscribed on the channel, please get subscribed, because remember, when I get to was it 700? Yeah, 700. Which camera's on? This camera's on. When I get to 700, the Freddie Blitnikoff picture is going up for grabs with a subscriber, and I want to make sure that I give the damn thing out. I've had it. God, it's been a month I've been trying to give it out. So give me some thumbs up. I appreciate that. Go over to YouTube. Give me some thumbs up, please. Hang on a second. Nope, I haven't gotten one yet, but I know I'm going to get a thumbs down. And the only reason why I say that is because the last couple shows, and I think I know who it is, but I can't prove it, but somebody's been giving me a thumbs down. You know what? I can't be perfect. But at least
I think it's Tommy Beard.
I can't confirm or deny that, partner. I can't say it was Tommy Beard because I don't know. But that's just the way it is. Anyway, how are you doing? Good to hear from you, brother. What's going on?
Well, I'm here celebrating your birthday for you, so things are okay.
Well, good. Well, what are you drinking then? Because I'm not.
Lemonade.
You're drinking, okay, well, I drank the iced tea, so between us, we had an Arnold Palmer.
There you go. There you go. It's interesting how the draft is looking these last week or so. I have seen the interest in Simmons dropping considerably.
Okay. And
which would be interesting.
He might be available. He might be available. And that's what I said, don't count him out. And, it would be nice. It would be nice if the Raiders were actually interested in having him come in, because again, Simmons would be fantastic in the fact that he can play linebacker and also be like that bigger kind of sort of safety, and it'd be a fantastic pickup. I really think that if he's available, he might be that person that we want to grab.
I've heard that too. Also, I've heard Miami is doing everything in their power to get the number 5 pick. I think it's a 5th to get Tua.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I think myself, after looking at everybody, I think Tua is the best, regardless of injuries. Everybody gets hurt. I mean, people think a hit destroys a career. These young kids, they could get up and get everything wrong. I don't believe that the injury is going to be a problem for Tua. I think he's the best quarterback in the draft.
I don't know. I don't know about that, though. It's not really. It's the fact of the type of injury. It's the type of injury. A hip injury is a bitch to come back from. A hip injury is a bitch to come back from. And Chris Lentz, thanks for coming in, Chris Lentz. If you're not feeling well, go ahead and go home, brother, or get some rest. But yeah, I was going to say, other than Bo, I don't know of anybody that had a serious. I know that there are pitchers that have had hip injuries that were never the same afterwards. Don't quote me as to exactly who, but several major league pitchers that have had hip injuries that have never been the same. Bo was never the same, and we know about his hip injury. What we got to do is Google, and I'm sure there's probably a dissertation on it, is that, what are the percentage of athletes that come back and are still a viable performer after a hip injury? That's what the question is.
It'll be interesting to see this. Everybody has an opinion, which is valid. I mean, I'm with that.
Right.
But at the same time, a lot of people are writing them off, and I think they're the ones that are going to be surprised.
Well, and it's to be seen. Like I said, I think Miami is already at 5. I think that Miami is already at 5. What they're bargaining with is, will somebody jump ahead? No, Washington's 2, because you got Cincinnati, Washington at 2, Detroit is 3, and then I think is it the Giants are at 4? I think. Okay, and then it's Miami. So what Miami is trying to do is Miami might have to jump up to 3 if they don't think that somebody's going to jump up to 2 to get their pick. And that's what might happen.
I don't think Washington is settled with a quarterback right now.
That's true.
Washington has got to go after a quarterback. And they're at number 2.
Right.
So I don't see them picking Chase Young. Sure, he makes a lot of sense, but they've got to pick somebody. And what better class to do it than 2020 to get a good quarterback to be a quarterback for the next 15 years?
Well, it all depends, because, like I said, Washington now has Rivera as their head coach. Rivera has not been a fan of was it Haskins, or I think it's Haskins?
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah. So yeah, Jerry D, it is my birthday. Thank you, brother. But you know, it depends upon. I honestly, I don't want to. If I'm a team and this includes the Raiders, Tua scares me. Tua scares me because of that hip. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but it just scares me. Hey, I get a New York happy birthday. Thank you there, Jerry D. Appreciate it, brother.
He bounced back like no one else. He's very athletic. I think take away the day that he got the injury, his broken hip. He was by far the most athletic quarterback in the league. Yeah. And I don't think I'd get much hassle with that statement.
You know what? He is an athletic quarterback, but just like Murray is one hit away from being broke for the rest of his life. Okay?
Murray is called Minnie Mouse.
Right. And Tua is not that much bigger. Not that much bigger than Murray. I mean, he's a slight quarterback. He needs to I just think he really needs to put on some weight. I think that it's going to be to a point where, you know, I don't know. I like Tua. I really do. I really don't see. Oh, here we go. And I've been missing some of the comments. I apologize. Tua don't scare me. Well, Ruben likes Tua. Ruben will call in later on. I have a feeling. Karen Blanksheen, thank you for Karen. Now Karen is a Dolphins fan. Maybe we'll hear from Karen tonight. Thank you, sweetheart. Karen is, and I always get confused because Karen lives up right in the middle of Ohio, and I always think she's a Browns fan, but she's not. She's a Dolphins fan. Maybe we'll hear from Karen tonight to see what we have. Let's see if she wants the Dolphins to go after Tua. That'd be cool. Ruben wants them.
So, Ruben, baby, call in, man. I can't wait for you to talk about your interest in Tua.
Yeah.
You know, something that is not too far-fetched, that hasn't happened yet. And that is, I don't think it's that far-fetched for Washington to get Tua, and they're also going to bring in Cam. And Cam will be doing the quarterbacking while Tua grows for the next year. I think Rivera likes Cam. They went to the Super Bowl together, although they didn't win, but they went to the Super Bowl together.
No, I don't think Washington's going to be after Cam. I really don't. I think that if Washington was really, unless this is all smoke screens before the draft because they want to surprise the world, but Washington has put it out. Now, granted, everybody's lying this time of year that they're really not interested in Cam. If they are interested in Cam, maybe they've told Cam off the record, hey, don't sign with anybody. We're going to get you after the draft once we make our move. But if you're Cam Newton and you have somebody else that might be interested in you, are you really going to do that? I mean, do you trust your last coach that much? I don't know if you would.
Do you think anybody's interested in Cam? Wouldn't they have said something or done? I mean, I have heard nothing about Cam.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Hey Ed, I appreciate the call, brother, but I'm gonna let you go.
Happy birthday, brother.
Hey, thank you for that, Ed. I appreciate the birthday wishes.
Take care, buddy.
Take care as well. That was Ed Winchell who had the call. Ed was on X time. I try to make it so that everybody is on for a good amount of time, but I don't want to have it where everybody, I try to, like I said, 5 to 10 minutes. 10 is too much. Teddy's damaged for life. Hey, Cher, thank you for coming back. Love to hear from my lady, Cher. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Think if the outbreak was going on, Chargers would have invited Cam Newton for a workout. But see, here's the thing, Logan. They've actually stated, and again, this is Smokescreen City as well, okay, that San Diego has stated that they're not going to go after a vet quarterback. And by the way, if you're San Diego, who would you rather have as a quarterback? Cam Newton or Jameis Winston? Doc Cabral, how you doing, brother? What's going on, my favorite Patriot fan? How you doing? There we go. I got that phantom call. Folks, I apologize. Hang on a second, Doc. Okay. No, it's still there. For some reason, normally the two numbers will come up, but I'll be able to disconnect the number, but I'm only getting one number now, and I don't know why, so I apologize. It's got to be a system error, but that's such is life. Okay. Doc Cabral, what's going on, brother?
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. Hey, so Tom Brady lives to you now.
Not yet.
Yeah, we already signed a contract for the Bucs.
He don't live near me, though. He don't live near me. He still lives probably wherever the hell Giselle tells him that they're living. Now, granted, he put out a artsy fartsy video the other day that made me gag. It's like, hi, I'm Tom Brady, and I want everybody to be awesome and clean and healthy during this time coronavirus thing, and bada, bada, bada. Shut the fuck up. I don't like Tom Brady. Okay.
Hey, I've got a question about the Raiders.
Sure.
Apparently, some of your callers are a little worried about Derek Carr.
They're not really per se worried about Derek Carr. That Derek Carr is a hot button issue for everybody.
The other thing I was going to ask you about, what are they doing about the front line?
Who, the Raiders' front line?
Are they going to boost up their front line on both sides to be able to give him good yardage to be able to throw down the field or toss up to somebody?
Well, Doc, I know that you are a Pats fan, so let me enlighten you as to the status of the Raiders' front line. First off, if we're talking defense, they've already picked up 2 defensive tackles from the Cowboys that came over because of Rod Marinelli. So they're good on the interior of the defense with just having Marinelli come in as coach. Now, if you're talking offensive line, the offensive line last year was very decent until the very end of the season when both Richie Incognito got hurt and Gabe Jackson was playing hurt. But Gabe is still there right now. The Raiders are trying to trade him and his $10 million salary, but I guess everybody is under these things where they can't get rid of anybody because of the fact that people can't sign because of the workups and all. So that will be there. Oh, Jerry D says Derek Carr is gonna take us to a Super Bowl. Okay. Love you, Jerry D. We'll see it, but I don't think so.
I think people are a little hard on that guy. Just a little hard on him. Like the Pats were on Plunkett back in 1969, 1970 when he got drafted out of Stanford. And that's why he blurted away. Unfortunately, they didn't take good care of him. And I hope they take care of Derek Carr. I mean, it's nice to have Marcus Mariota to be there, but the reality is they should take care of what they have right now, not depend on somebody else very heavily, and have confidence in them. Now, the Patriots, I don't know what they're going to do with these 2 knuckleheads they've got, because the reality is they're both good quarterbacks.
Yeah,
but I don't know if they're ready to take the next step. That's the thing with me. I don't know if they're ready to take the next step.
Right.
And people have been so used to Tom Brady. Yeah. Well, guess what? Tom Brady's gone. Get over it. Move on. Life goes on. And we've been down before. We've been up before. So we've been both sides.
Okay. Now, who's going to be your quarterback next year, shipmate?
Oh God.
I'm afraid to answer that question.
Uh-huh.
Because the kid from Auburn, what's his name?
Stidham. Jared
The kid
Stidham.
from Auburn.
Yeah, Jared Stidham.
He's pretty good. Stidham, yeah. He's a pretty good kid. He's got a pretty good arm, too. But the only problem he has is being able to escape in caves. And Tom Brady didn't have that ability either. But people are going to look at the Patriots like Ron Marinelli's 0-16 team, and I don't think they're going to. I think they'll be pleasantly surprised to find out they may be better than people think. Am I throwing all my cash in on it? No. But do I think there's a possibility they could at least get to the playoffs? That's possible. And just like the Bucks. The Bucks will probably get to the playoffs this year, too.
I actually think that the Buccaneers, and I'll be kind enough to call them their actual name without saying what I normally call them. I think the Buccaneers actually have a better chance of making the playoffs with that old fart quarterback than the Patriots do. In the fact that if you're relying on Jared Stidham as your quarterback, he was not that great at Auburn, Doc. He really was not that great at Auburn. And I don't think the only thing that he has going for him is that I think Bill Belichick has some compromising pictures of a bunch of the referees around the NFL, and that he will use them to blackmail all these people so that he gets calls in the game. I mean, other than that, there's really nothing that I can see. The Patriots defense has taken a couple steps back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And Hollywood says Watson is going to the Patriots. If that's true, then you got a quarterback that can make you a better team. And the reason why I say that is that Bill O'Brien and Bill Belichick are very tight. And the fact is that if O'Brien wants to get rid of Watson, thank you, Cher. I appreciate that. Cher is sharing up the Facebook broadcast. If Bill O'Brien wants to get rid of Watson, there is nothing that's saying that he ain't going to give his buddy a good deal and get rid of him. Hey Doc, I let you on for your time, but it's always good hearing from him.
Take care.
All right, take care, brother. That was my boy, Doc Cabral. Excuse me, Jerry D. There we go. I'm okay. I'm having this. There's like extra rings going on here tonight. I don't know why. I don't know.
Somebody's calling in. Who's interrupting my call?
Yeah, I don't know why, but hang on. Unfortunately, we got to ride through it because again, there we go. All right, Jerry D, what's going on, brother? And thank you for the birthday wishes as well.
You're welcome, brother. Well, what's all the beef here about Carl? Well, why doesn't anybody think this kid can go anywhere? He had no receivers. He was 12-4. Then he had a hurt back. He got banged up. Then the offensive line the next year was banged up. Then there was no receivers. I mean, come on. This kid that's in the past 2 years really didn't have much to go with.
Well, I get that, and that's why I said I'm not a car hater. I'm a semi-car supporter, but I want to see what he can do with weapons. But even when he had weapons last year in the games that it was like the woulda, coulda, shouldas. He had Terrell Williams last year, and if Williams catches a damn pass, we win against the Texans. He had a great running game, but there are times that he doesn't find the receivers that he needs to find. I mean, I'm sitting in Kansas City, right, when it's cold as balls, and I'm waiting for Derek Carr to do something. And first off, he throws the fucking ball away on 4th and goal. 4th and goal. He throws the fucking ball to nobody. And that pissed me off. Then there was the time when he could have ran. There's a hole the size of 2.5 Mack trucks wide on the right side. This wide, Jerry. This wide.
Yeah.
And he doesn't run. Okay? I mean, even if he gets 5 yards of what could have been a 10-yard game, maybe he's not going to as fast as I think he is, but he's still going to gain 5 yards instead of what I think he did. He went around, he either threw the ball away, but he didn't have the chance at the time. He should have ran. So it's the Raider fans that are just infuriated with the non-running or the mental decisions that is out there. Ruben is saying that what the hell is oh, Ruben, we'll hear from Ruben later on. I'm sure we'll enjoy that. But yeah, Ruben says semi. What the hell is that? It's a tractor trailer, Ruben. Okay. Unlike in California where you can have one cab pulling two, where they like to do the doubles, and actually I think out west in Wyoming you have like triples. Man, that's scary to have two of them hitched to each other. They don't do that shit here in Florida, thank God, man. That freaked the fuck out of me. But Jerry, it's the fact is that we, even when Carr does have weapons, it's kind of the mental game up there.
I think this year, if we don't go to the playoffs and he doesn't have a good year, he has to go. I will agree with that.
Okay.
This is the year I think that we see what he can really do.
Yeah, I mean, I said it last year. I said last year was Carr's make or break year, but that was under the auspices of Carr having a receiver whose name I shall not mention, because even though I can't stand his ass, I thought that would have been a good addition, providing that he was there mentally, which we all know he was not. So that's one of the reasons why I think that it was, it really did screw up our season, and things just went downhill from there.
I'm thinking this year, if we play football at all.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's that. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a season. I think it's going to start late. I think everybody's season is going to start late this year because of what's going on around us. And by the way, since you're sitting in Corona Zero, I think that, like I was saying, it's a bad movie. When there's really not a lot of people outside, and it's like a bad zombie film. And zombie films are they're awful. I'm just going to say it. The zombie films are awful, but it was when you go outside nowadays, it's like you're in a zombie film, man, because you don't see anybody.
Yeah, I just want this thing to end, but it's not going to end anytime soon. This is it's a travesty, and it's going to be a long haul, man. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get through this and we'll be okay.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see. This is it's no fucking joke. Yeah.
Well, the fact is that you're still well and you're here, and that's a good thing. And blessings to you and the wife. So you're up in what, New Rochelle? You said, correct?
Yeah. No. I live in Yorktown. New Rochelle isn't far from here, though. I mean, it's in Westchester. I'm in Westchester. It's just it's a shitstorm, basically.
Right. Just stay safe up there, because
I'm trying to have food delivered. That way I don't have to go out and get it. But they're all backed up, so I'm just like stuck. I got enough food left for about another 2 weeks. Then I got to go out and get more, and that's going to be where it's supposed to hit the what do you call it, the plateau, whatever.
Right.
It's I gotta wear my gloves, wear a mask, and basically a little luck has to be involved here. You know what I mean?
Right. And
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm down. I actually was looking when I did the ordering today. I did say, well, I got about, I think I counted, I think it was about 15 rolls of TP, which means I think I'm good for a little while, but I said, I might want to buy them now. Went online, nope, not available. So I guess I'm going to have to hit the, like the Walmart website, maybe even the Amazon website. I'll have to hit these websites just to damn have toilet paper delivered if and when I'm allowed to get any.
It's amazing. What I can't figure out is there's meat available, there's bread available, but there's the fucking toilet paper. What is it with the fucking toilet paper? I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, the people were buying like boxes, like big effing boxes of which would be like a whole pallet worth of toilet paper. What the hell are you going to do with a pallet worth of toilet paper in your house?
They don't plan on leaving until there's a vaccine. That's the bottom line. That's what I believe. And
I guess.
I kind of can't blame them because it scares the shit out of me too.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessary. You just, go out, get what you got to get, come back. Or get enough for 2 weeks, then come back. Or, but not for a fucking lifetime.
Right. Exactly. That's ignorance at its best.
Yeah.
So
how old are you today, Cap?
I'm 55.
That's my brother's 55 today. It's amazing.
Oh, okay. So your brother and I share the same birth date definitively.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. We'll tell him I said happy birthday.
It freaked me out, and he was both 55.
Yeah. I mean that's cool. So not only is your brother 55, but your other brother is 55 as well.
No, I got one brother that's 55. My little brother is 47. The middle one's 55.
No, I was saying me, Jerry. I consider you my brother.
Oh, I'm not 55, Cap. I got 4 years on you, man.
I got you, but you said that because you said your brother. Or unless you're talking to me about me specifically.
You're my brother and you're 55, and my biological brother today is 55.
That's what I was saying. You got two brothers that are 55 today. That's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
But see, you might have me by 4 years, but I tell you, for those that don't know Jerry D, this dude looks like he's a poster boy for, oh my God, is that guy really as old as he is because he's so fucking awesomely handsome and I've never seen pictures of Mike Sarah, but I know Mike Sarah works out quite a bit, so I know that he's probably in really decent shape for pictures. You look at Jerry D, man, he doesn't have this fucking tub right here, he's got the svelte and the arms and all the other shit. He's looking good. And, in a manly sense, mind you, because I'm allowed to say that. But
thanks, Captain. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Raider G's on the line. Thank you there, shipmate. Cowgirls friends use them shirts for toilet. There you go. That that's the bad thing, is that pretty soon we're going to have to start using 2 squares of wipe. I might have to go to that. But, at least I know how to do the, it's like you do like a back and forth. You do one wipe, then you flip it, and then you do the other one.
If you can't find toilet paper, you got to get paper napkins. The napkins.
Okay. Oh, hang on a second. I got to find the other. There is somebody that's calling.
Yeah, guys, Scott, you have a great night. Happy birthday. God bless you. Stay healthy.
All right. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks for calling in, brother. You take care. That was Jerry D on the line, and we got Houston Steve. Houston Steve. I had him come, and I rung him. It was Houston Steve, and now we're gonna have about another 30 seconds of the phone call. Houston Steve, call back. I've always been dead and no ass and with a pole with a hole. Steve, call back. I tried to get you fast enough, but it didn't do it. So there we go. Steve was calling. I said goodbye to Jerry D. And so we won't do that. Let me get rid of the immediate knockout. Let's transition for that. There we go. We did a full transition. 813-699-0834. Steve, call back. And so everybody's saying the bikes have whacker backer claws for white. There you go. Oh, the Vikings. Gotta love Crazy Cooter. That was a fun call from Cooter today. That really, he's a good guy. Steve, there we go. What? Steve? Are you there, Steve?
Hey, sorry about that, Captain. Happy birthday, brother. How you doing, shipmate?
Thank you. Appreciate that. I wanted to make sure I got you on. I actually flipped over to you, but as soon as I flipped you on, I could, not flipping you off, but flip the call on, you dropped. So that's why I'm glad that you called back. So I appreciate the birthday sentiment. How you doing, brother? What's going on in Texas?
Well, doing pretty good. I tell you what, Captain, I was able to get employed, and I tell you what. I don't know if I should give a plug, but that place you were just talking about, the starts with a W, they're hiring. And the thing is and everything, it's just good to be able. I was only unemployed for 12 days, and I was able to get. I just want to work now, Captain. You know how it is. Once you get used to working, you just want to get up and have something to go to. So it's God's blessed all of us. And I tell everybody, the jobs are out there, and they're hiring at that place with the big W that we all know about.
Yep. Yeah. I think I said W. So I know which one. I know what you're talking about. Hey, man, it's good. Trust me, it's good to have a job.
I know that. They have me working up at the front and everything as the guy that, I told my dad, I was kidding my dad, Captain, I said, one of these days I would be one of those graders. Of course, they also have other duties that they do to kind of quality control, if you know what I mean, as well as wiping down all the carts. But the jobs are out there, and I'm concerned for every one of your listeners and everybody because we're all brothers and sisters in Christ. We're all looking out for each other, so you're all been in my thoughts and prayers ever since this got on the scene.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're doing well, and I said, no matter who you call as your ultimate being, and again, for those that are of Judeo-Christian faith, for those that are of Islamic faith, for those that are Buddhists or Shinto or Hindu or whoever, I know, and I'm not going to get into a religious debacle here. I'm just saying that everybody needs to pray to whomever to make sure that all of us are living as healthy as we can be, because this is a worldwide pandemic, and we all need to keep along our religious faith, no matter what it is, in order for us to all feel better about what's going on. Amen.
Amen. I tell you what, I'm concerned everything about how high it was up in New York, and now you're hearing about they want to close off the border between Texas and Louisiana because they're afraid that the people that contacted the virus over in Louisiana are going to be coming over here for health services, obviously, because it's a really scary situation over in Louisiana, as it is, of course, in they say that's been pretty much plateauing in New York. Is that true? And they expect it to come down a little bit? But it's going to be, the hotspots are moving elsewhere.
I think that I don't think that New York has hit its plateau yet, but I think that it's cresting. I know that in Florida, you were talking about the closing off. Florida's already been doing it, in the fact that on I-95 and I-10, that there are checkpoints at those big markers, and anybody that has plates from New York, they're being either, I don't know if they're being told to go back, or that they are being mandated to do a 14-day self-quarantine. I don't know how effective that is, but Florida has been real adamant about, folks coming in from Louisiana, going, obviously Louisiana, you're going to go through Mississippi, and I said that correctly, Mississippi, and Alabama to get into Florida. And I said Florida correct as well. There is no I in Florida. But, it's supposed to be for the betterment of everybody as well. And, that's why I think I've been out. I was out. Okay, Monday I was out because of the realtor asked me to go out. I went out today screaming, pissing every second to go. And I stayed in the truck as well because, like I said, that there was somebody else in this house that needed something that I think was not 100% a live or die necessity. and I won't go into it because my blood will probably boil. Oh, hey, Doc Cabral, thanks for coming in, brother. Okay, Ed Winchell said, well, Ed Winchell is, now granted, Ed Winchell's in California, so he says 2 weeks away from their plateau. They're starting to get there. Florida is still going up. Louisiana is going up like a banshee. Texas is going to get it. Texas is going to get it, and it's not going to be good.
I know this is, they said Dallas is a hot spot, and of course Atlanta. One of the things I wanted to ask you, how are you doing, Captain? How are you and yours doing over here in Florida right now? We're concerned about you all over Florida, of course, as well.
Yeah, and that's why I'm staying inside. My company came out with some taskings last week of how we get to do things, and so far I'm okay. And I hope that I will continue to be okay for a bit, but it's just that the good thing is that I'm staying home, and I'm staying out of trouble, and I'm trying to find things to do. In fact, if I had pulled the camera around, I was actually working on, because my room is basically done, but there's still piles of crap that I have to do. So I was saying, while I'm here, I'm going to work on it's piles of crap that is in methodical, organized piles of crap. There you go. So I'm working on
how it's organized, right?
Exactly. I know what I was going to do, so that's why I had to do what I was doing, and I'm still working on that, and so I will continue to do that, and and as it is, tomorrow I will be, if I can get to, I'm going to be doing a webinar, which is part of my work-related things. So I will be doing what I need to do, and I'm staying inside. And other than if I get down to where I'm down to like 2 rolls of toilet paper, then I'm going to start jumping through hoops to figure out how I'm going to wipe this big tuchus of mine. With saying where's my next roll of TP coming from? So that, as long as I don't get to that, then I'll. Did you see the video, by the way, of the? It said, well, it's finally gone. I tell you, it's weird. I tell you, shit's happening. There was a woman that said that she would give a blowjob and a donut for a stick of toilet paper, and it shows the guy pointing in his video with like a half-eaten donut, like he had already well, shit just got real, and he has like a half-eaten donut, and he's pointing over to where that woman is that said that she's giving blowjobs and a donut for a roll of TP. So, and it's funny because, it's obviously a joke, but it just, well, shit just got real, So I tell you what, I'm not giving anybody head for TP. I'm not doing it.
I'm not. No. That's where I draw the line, my friend. I don't need it that bad, but yeah, I know what you mean. I went to the grocery store today, and this one young man had what do you have? 2 15-pack rolls, and I'm thinking, damn, what are you doing? Selling out in the parking lot? This is ridiculous. And 2 cases of water, and it's like, so everybody's thinking, oh, of course you can't find any Purell or Handy Wipes, hardly. Those things have been gone for a long time. But a friend of mine says use Everclear if you need to use any of that stuff as far as sanitizing.
Well, Everclear I haven't had Everclear since college. Okay, and that was when I was having some Florida Gator Hunch Punch. Okay,
right, Cascade Punch.
Yeah, there you go. And actually, because it's my birthday, I remember this. I think it was 19. When I turned 19 was the legal drinking age because they kept what do you call it? Grandfathering. They didn't do the 21 yet, so they did the 1 year. So you can legally drink in Florida when I turned 19. And I remember my 19th birthday. I'm at the University of Florida, and my buddy is saying, hey, Jay, I'll tell you, I think of you as a real man if you down this Hunch Punch. It was a big Gator cup that you get at the game, and it was like probably like half Everclear, and the other half was Kool-Aid, and I was a Gator Hunch Punch, and I downed it. I can't stand I can't stand even the thought of Everclear to this day. But I downed it, and literally, I'm not kidding, literally, for me to get out of that room and go across the hall and one over. So I'm going kitty corner, right? Back to my room. I was bouncing off the walls, having done that hunch punch. And then that kind of it wasn't adding insult to injury, but he gave me a whippet. And I never had a whippet before either. And I guess a whippet is like the nitrous oxide type of thing. I guess it was the gas that you have in the container. And he had a Disney balloon, and he put the whippet or the nitrous oxide container, and it's not helium, but it's stuff that gets you, a little bit feeling really good. And so he gave me the hunch punch and the whippet, and that is when I literally was bouncing from wall to wall to get back to my room. And I got back to my room. I got to the top bunk, and the entire room was spinning. I didn't throw up, thank goodness. I at least kept myself together that I didn't throw up. But the funny thing is that I actually had a call from, I was in ROTC. My ROTC guy gave me a call, said that we had like a practice the next day, and I was in no condition at that point. Thank God that I got I guess I sobered up enough the next day for the practice that we had. It's like a formation practice for the end of the year. But it was I remember my 19th birthday, because that was when I was legal to drink, and I said I not that I condone whippets or hunch punch, but I will never have Everclear again. That is some nasty shit, no matter how you cut it. Trust me.
Yeah, it is nasty. Remember, here's what we did: is we went over, we went down to the local flea market and everything. And, it was like the movie Vacation, where you hold up the big sandwich board. And they say, "Oh, is everything on this right?" Of course, you were lying. And you say, "Oh, yeah, that's right." Then they take your picture, and then I walked in this bar. This guy goes, "I tell you what, I know this is a fake ID, but I know you went through all this effort and everything. You probably drove from God knows wherever to get this ID. I'll serve you one beer, then you got to get out of here."
Well, that's nice. At least you had the one. That's cool.
I know, that was cool. He figured, hell, this guy went through all this stuff just to get this. It's an identicard. Everybody knows it's a fake ID, but no, it's and of course, when you got your driver's license, the first thing you wanted to do was grab the beach, because that's where the ladies were at.
Oh yeah.
But hey, remember, you always would end up at Taco Bell or something. By the way, Ed Winchell, we appreciate you doing everything you're doing, and all of our health professionals and everybody behind fighting this pandemic. We're forever indebted to you. We appreciate you very much.
Yeah, Ed's a good guy, and I appreciate everybody that calls in and does their thing. And I'm gonna give you an extra minute there, Steve, because I was kind of along with my birthday story. What's your best out the door, brother?
Best out a birthday story or just any story?
Just any story, brother.
Oh man, that's the best story that ever happened to me, and I appreciate the opportunity. I guess Tom Flores just had a birthday. I'll never forget this. A friend of mine was out in California, and he'd never been to a game out there. And I like to, when they were playing out in Oakland, if I knew somebody that was a first timer, I would show them around. You go to Ricky's and you go to Zachary's, the pizza place up in Berkeley, and maybe Walton George's, the sports bar in Oakland. Places, or Hunt's or the Hilton. That was a big thing. The bar, remember?
Yeah.
I'd see you at those different events and everything, and we're walking across the parking lot, and all of a sudden I look over, and there's Tom Flores with his wife and everything, and my friend goes, I said, "Hey, look, there's Coach." And he couldn't be nicer and everything. So Tom just had his birthday the other day, and he's a class act. He's like John Madden and Ted Hendricks and all the other Raiders that have crossed our path. That's the reason why we're fans, is because the great people from the top to the bottom that you meet and everything. And the vast majority of them are just super great people, and it just makes you so damn proud to be a Raider. And the fact that Coach Flores took the time just to say hello and maybe get a picture. You know, he's always very gracious, as well as Marcus Allen, Tim Brown, and all the other, Ted Hendricks, and Lincoln Kennedy. You know, name a name, and these are all just great memories. Your Raider memories, besides your own personal memories, are something you'll never forget, and they're just such awesome people and awesome stories.
Yeah, and like I said, I agree with you there, Steve, and I appreciate all that you've done and your calls, because you're consistent in calling in, and I want to thank you again for the birthday wishes, and thank you for the call in as well, brother.
Well, I look forward to seeing you all this year, Captain and everybody, and stay safe for all of y'all, and our thoughts and prayers. God bless, and we're going to get through this thing. And the most important thing I want to tell people, make sure you're hydrated, because I went through almost a dehydration thing myself. Make sure you get plenty of rest, nutrition, and exercise, and do the social distancing. This is why we have to be more vigilant, because this is going to still be taken off, and we can't let our guard down, because we have to be there for each other. And God bless you, Captain. Happy birthday.
Thanks again there, Steve. You take care as well, brother.
Take care. God bless. Have a good night. Bye.
All right. That was Raider Houston Steve, and I'm going to make sure that I take the knockout portion out. So, again, we're here. Hey, I know in the comments section, okay, I get it. Knock off the political talk, please. Okay? I'm not going to get rid of the comments, because here it is, okay? No matter what, if you say X and the other person likes Y, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose, okay? I don't want people mad at each other because of you said. I tell you about the politics, if you don't mind, because this way, it's what you don't talk about. You don't talk about politics. You don't talk about religion. That's why I always say, you're going to get in trouble, because you're going to piss off half your audience, whether you're right, wrong, or indifferent. Okay? It's the way it is. Anyway, while we have a break in the action, and I was, like I said, I was doing some cleaning out of my different things here. Let's see if I move some of these things. Is I have a little, it's a box. It's kind of like a memory box. It actually was a jewelry box. And I was starting to throw some of the different things that I had in there, you know, because I had wanted to display them. So I, have different things to look at. Let me see if I can do another cut shot to a different camera angle here. See if this one, yeah, there we go. And so I was looking, and I found my Captain Jack pin, which is, the League of Bandits had. It's really cool. I actually appreciate the League of Bandits were thinking enough that they asked me to be, one of their people that they had the pins for. And, I got my, I have 3 of these, by the way. The Blitnikoff, when you go out to the Blitnikoff meal each year, you get yourself a placard, where you can actually, this is for when you go into bidding at later time, for the event. You got your big number here, but I got 3 of my lanyards for the Blitnikoff dinner, and I still have that there. And thought that was pretty cool. And this is definitely something that is a prize to me. Is let me see if I can get it closer here. See if it's not. There you go. John Gruden prior, and look at the date, folks. 3 August 2017. 3 August 2017. This was prior to him being named Raiders coach. Remember that he was named a coach, I think it was like the Christmas Day game or Christmas Eve game in Los Angeles against the Chargers. I might actually have to cut to the other camera angle on that, because maybe the glare isn't as bad. Let me see here. But yeah, he was out at CENTCOM. There we go. Better shot there. And so they had the tickets that were available. I actually had a chance to talk with John and give him some questions. And I kept it. I said I have all sorts of like different memory things here. So I put them in the box, and I have the got the stapler pin. There we go. I think this was given to me by Kendra out there. And this is unique. This is was it a Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson, and Marshawn Lynch cards with their signatures on it as well. That's here in my memory box. And what else do I got in here? Salute the service pins. For those that don't know, Dana Siplin, who is the president over the Northwest Greater Boosters, when he passed, they were passing around these buttons for Dana, and so this is in my memory box as well. Dana was such a great guy, and I'm very proud to at least gotten that pin from him. There's a couple other different cards in here as well. Let's see here. Oh, who is this? Oh, Doug Gabriel autographed card. Got this at a one of those old store, what do you call it, like flea markets. There you go. I got a whole big thing of these. I'm not going to show everything, but I figured that if it ever comes down to a portion of a show when there aren't no callers, gotta have something to pull out of my ass. So here's the whole box with a bunch of different cards and paraphernalia and different things that I can pull from. So that'll be here. I showed you guys my table, which had the helmets on. I actually I'm gonna hide that comment. We got a lot of different things. Going on. Hey, no more talk about politics, guys, please. I'm just asking. Line is open. 813-699-0834. 813-699-0834. If you do like the show, and I appreciate those that have given the positivities of the the thumbs up. A thumbs up is always appreciated, and I think I got it. So yeah, I appreciate the thumbs up. So we'll go from that. Unfortunately, I redid the. Okay, hopefully it'll come up. There you go. So good. We're talking about here. What do you like? I was saying, remember the other night we were talking about. Wow, we've been on for almost 2 hours, haven't we? Let me see here. Yeah, 109. So we're almost up. So I figure we're gonna do one last call. Who wants to be my last call of the evening? Hopefully Hollywood is still there. Yeah, there he is, because he was saying Raiders. Ruben hasn't called yet, and again, thank you, Cher, for pushing those different things. There we go. I got a call. Who is it? Hang on a second. Okay, it is Ruben. Ruben, how you doing, brother? Unfortunately, like I said, for some reason, the bounce back is continuing where we're going to hear the rings for a little bit. I don't know why, but we're going to be listening to that for a second. Hang on a second, Rube. Yeah, I don't know why. It's for something. It's for something with the. There we go.
Sorry, ass internet.
It might be, but how you doing anyway, Ruben? What's going on with you?
Pretty good.
Let me get the.
I don't know why this always talk about it.
Go ahead.
I don't know why there's all this talk about cars. Like, you guys, people can't stop talking about this. You know, I'll tell you this much. If Gruden is better than Del Rio, then he better do better than Del Rio. And what I mean by that, not just the play calling, but you pull his ass out of a game if he's already winning the game, and you pull him out of the game if he ain't doing nothing in the game. Because if your job is to get to the next level or getting to the next level, then you protect not just your quarterback, but every player on that team. I've seen coaches that have been successful, and they've always done the right thing. Look at Reed. It took him forever to get the Super Bowl, but he got one for the Chiefs, didn't he? He had one in Philly against those sorry-ass Cheaterette.
Right.
It didn't happen. We all know that game was controversial. A couple plays in that game, they should have went the other way, and they only lost by a field goal. Now, that's one Super Bowl they should have never had. So I like to see what he's going to do in Tampa, because I don't think he's going to get the same protection and the same, how could I say, generosity that the refs would show him from time to time in New England. Because as far as the New England fans are out there, and whoever's watching the show that happen to be one, and you know who you are, your guys are danger numbered. All they have is Belichick left. And I didn't coin that phrase. Go ask Jones Chula where he called him that. Their days are numbered. We'll see. Now we get to really see how good Bill is with bringing somebody else in. Because I'll tell you this much. He will not bring somebody in that will take him to the playoffs. Mark my words. The Patriots are not making the playoffs this year. This is my idea. And when I get a chance to go into Vegas, I'm placing a bet on that too. I'm also going to place a bet on Carr taking us to a Super Bowl. I don't know if he'll take us this year, but as long as he's the quarterback, and as long as he's being coached right, and he has players around him that actually can play the game, because trading Nelson for Crabtree is stupid. But see, when you got a coach like Gruden, he's a control freak. And everybody knows about Gruden's history. Look looking back before he even came up to be a regular coach, and how he was in Stanford when he played college football and he was the quarterback. In order to be the quarterback, or want to be the quarterback, I played the quarterback. He just, outside of everybody. Nobody wanted to be the team captain. Nobody knew how to call the plays, because nobody knew how to run the offense. When you're the quarterback, you have to be a control freak. Why? Because nobody else on the team knows how to call shit, or they would be doing it. You wouldn't be the quarterback. Somebody else should be the quarterback. And Mariota coming over, good. Now we got a flame under Carr's butt. Good. We need that. Because now we got two good quarterbacks, and everybody's complaining. People that are complaining, what's wrong with you? What about Nick Foles and the two good quarterbacks they had in Philly when they beat the pants off the Patriots? They were designed to whoop that team's ass, and they did so. And you guys are complaining that Mariota and Carr's there? Well, Carr's injured, and the kid still plays good. If he had a better coaching staff around him and didn't have an owner who's all infatuated with love of Gruden, maybe he would have got there to the promised land already. If we had Del Rio take him out of that game in the close case, we would have beat the pants off the Texans. But see, this is what happens when you only have one quarterback, and you put all your eggs in one basket. Well, in 2016, our season ended when he went down. We were in the toilet. McLaughlin came in there. He's supposed to be good. He got hurt. Little Wentz got off. I think he took a quarterback position than he ever did. He took one hit or two, and that was it. He was done. Then you have the other kid in there. What was it? O'Connor? And nobody liked because they said he was racist. I don't care what he said. He didn't do nothing either.
Hey, Ruben, let me ask you a question, because Mike Serra made the comment, and I'm kind of agreeing with him on this as well. What do you absolutely despise about Gruden? Why are you such a Gruden hater?
I don't despise him, but see, if he hasn't done anything, but I heard you this much. With the coach that we had, who was the coach? Bill, who was it?
Bill Musgrave?
Bill Callahan.
Musgrave?
Okay, we had Musgrave. People complain he was back Carr. And that might be true. But then you get rid of him, and who are you replacing with? You get rid of Del Rio, who are you replacing with? Well, when you have an owner like the owner that we have, he's not his father, but he has the same ways of his father. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to bring in who I want. So this whole time, he has Del Rio as the head coach. They extended his contract. For what? You've been moonlighting behind his back. You're not even 100%. That's what you said, semi-Carr.
Ruben.
He was semi-Del Rio.
Ruben, I'm going to disagree with you on the one thing. I don't think that Mark is exactly like his father. I really don't.
I didn't say about that. I said he has tendencies like his father. Like
okay.
He's moonlighting behind Del Rio's back. He wants Del Rio in front of the press and everything. Oh, yeah, we were going to create the contract. But then behind closed doors, he's over there trying to get and reel in his big fish, $100 million big fish, and gets them.
Okay.
So
So we have him now, okay? So we all know, okay, unless Gruden just goes himself, say, you know what, the game has chest and back, sorry, Raider Nation, I tried to do it, I couldn't get it done. I don't see that happening just yet. But somebody said if he doesn't get to the playoffs, and I forgot who said this, if Carr needs to go, well, then good. You get Carr go, and make sure he's holding Gruden's hand on the way out the damn door, because that one has that on too. Because you're the coach. As a coach,
but
in any success, in any game, no matter what it is, Captain,
Ruben,
the coach is responsible for everything that happens in the game.
Okay, I got you, Ruben, but here's the difference, okay? John Gruden is not leaving anytime soon. He's not.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's your car. Because the fans don't like what he's doing, you got to remember, he doesn't run the ball. How come you know he's not on the sideline?
No.
The camera's not picking it up like when Gruden and Gannon used to go at each other. How do you know he's not pissed off because he's been told not to run, but then he doesn't make a big ass scene like like Gannon did in front of the cameras when everybody saw him going at him. So then he doesn't run and it's wide open. But he was told not to run, and we don't know that. Maybe we should ask Gruden. Maybe we should bring Gruden on the show and ask him, hey, let's get into a car. Are you telling him he can't run?
Okay, wait a second. Gruden is on record saying that he needed to see more big plays from Derek Carr, which means he's telling everybody that Derek Carr is not doing all the things that he is supposed to, whether it's against Gruden's wishes or not. Now, I tell you what, if Derek Carr was to make a 20-yard gain, or let's say even a 10-yard gain, and it wasn't what Gruden wanted, you think that Gruden is seriously going to be pissed off because he got a first down that was against his word?
Gruden would be pissed off. Gruden would be pissed off the fact that his play didn't fucking work and that he improvised and did something better than him. Some coaches don't know how to just like coaches. I think Tom Ford is a perfect example. And the play was successful. I saw that Todd Christensen. He trusted him enough to do the play, but the play wasn't successful. But he trusted him enough to let the players call their own play from time to time. Sometimes you need that in the game. Sometimes coaches don't want to listen to the players. What? God forbid the play works and it's better than your play, then it's successful. Makes you kind of look like shit, don't you, coach? Because you work as a team, captain, as a team.
Okay.
That means the coaches and the players. It ain't I'm the captain of the ship and everything I say goes, and you guys are all my peasants, and if what I do don't work, and when I hit we don't win, huh? It's a team.
Okay.
If there's an I in head coach, then he's got I. There's no I in team. He doesn't get a pass here, okay? He should know better than that. And I'm not saying that he's doing this. What I'm saying is this. Want to put somebody good on your show? Get a hold of Lincoln Kingdom. He'll tell you how predictable Gruden's playbook is and how vanilla book it is, okay? I haven't seen nothing out of his book. We did good against the Bears, and then we fell off. Maybe because of players, maybe because he lost his rhythm. I don't know what happened. But we were good enough to beat the Bears, and look at the Bears now. They got Nick Foles, okay? They got a good-ass quarterback. Now, their defense is going to suffer because all that money they gave to Matt. Washington is pretty right now. But can we do something with it? It doesn't matter how pretty we look on paper.
Okay.
How many draft picks we have. Doesn't matter we're getting a brand new stadium. Are these players going to play like the 70s and 80s of the old days of the Raiders of when we had success? Or are they just going to lay flat on their face with it? They're going to continue the rest of the league cheating us and the fans make fun of us. And we just keep taking it every year. I'm still a Raider, but look, we ain't seen no Super Bowl, huh? We ain't seen no playoff wins. I got to hear people still say, Carr's sucks and Carr's a Jesus freak and this and that. You know, and to those people, that's good because they talk more about him than they talk about their own family. They worry more about him than they worry about themselves. You know what that tell me? Everything I see on Facebook, all these social comments, they tell me everything I need to know about that person.
Hey, Ruben,
all they do is hate.
Ruben,
that's it. They hate.
Ruben, I'm going to be fair on this. I'm looking at my clock. You've been on for 10 minutes, so that's the definite need to get off the line. But I appreciate you calling in. I never have a problem with voicing your opinion. Well, well, no, there's truth, and then there's opinion. Okay, and there's a bit of there's a smattering of each in everybody's statement. What I think is the truth is still my opinion. What you think is the truth is still your opinion. But
let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. What do you think Gruden's doing? You think he's doing everything right, or you think he's just controlling and doing whatever he wants, whether it works or not?
I don't think
he's listening to anybody.
I don't think Gruden is doing everything right. When Gruden was made. Well, wait a second. You asked me. Let me answer you now. Okay. When Gruden was made the head coach, I, along with a bunch of other different people that remembered Gruden 1.0, and even when he went down here to Tampa, okay, saying that he is too conservative and that he doesn't stick it to the people when he needs to stick it to the people. And it took Bill Callahan and Mark Trestman to take his offense and soup it up and take this restrictor plates off of it. And that's when we went to the Super Bowl with the same people that Gruden had, and they let them play it out. Okay, but here's the thing: I'm not going to go suck on John's dick because he's the coach. I'm not doing that, okay?
I know, Peter.
Okay? But by the same wait, Ruben, and again, I got to go, but it's again, I'm willing to see what's going on. And like I said, Derek Carr, his year was last year. I gave him a good night there, Jerry. Thank you for joining me as well. I give folks the opportunity. I gave Derek Carr another year because of the fact that he had a shitty year last year, and I'm pissed off at him. But I'm willing to give him the one more year. But I tell you what, this is his last year in my estimation. If he does not do it, he's gone. And it's not going to be John Gruden being gone. It's going to be Derek Carr. And that's just the way it is.
I know Gruden's not going to go unless he quits. Okay, so like he said, I'll give back some money. He's not going. But I don't think Carr's going. You know what I think? Carr's going to stay there. They might keep him second if he doesn't shine, and they'll let Mariota go first. It just remains to be seen. But I don't think they're going to let him go anytime soon because why? All that money. They need to let him earn that money. Unless they can give him to somebody else that will take him and get that contract and take that chance on Carr, then I don't see him going anywhere, whether we like it or not. We're kind of like stuck with him, and we just better hope for the best, Captain. If not, then the alternative is what? We're going to keep having these seasons where we don't make the playoffs. We're the Las Vegas Raiders, Oakland Raiders, or LA Raiders, huh? We'll start losing in our house, and that'll show the story right now. It's a brand new house. Okay. We start losing more games at home than winning at home. That's going to tell the story right there.
Ruben, we have yet to play one game in Las Vegas, brother.
I know.
We have yet to.
I know. They're not even in the stadium.
Exactly. And I got to let you go because if I don't let you go, you're gonna have another point. And I don't want to be rude, but I appreciate you calling in.
Happy birthday, by the way, too, Captain.
I appreciate the birthday sentiment, Ruben. It's always good hearing from you, brother. You take care.
See you later. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders. There we go. There's Ruben. Ruben's always a fun call. And like I said, I let people talk. I let people have their opinion. And I don't have any outro music. I don't have any outro music. I apologize. But I want to say thank you for everybody that joined me. If you're still on Facebook, thank you for being there on Facebook. I still have a few people that were there. Okay, make sure you get over. Ooh, wrong thing here. Make sure you get over to. I missed my. Oh shoot, I missed my. I hope I'm still. Yeah, I apologize. I got rid of the wrong thing. In my banner. I'm still streaming. So again, I apologize if you're on YouTube. I clicked off the wrong icon. So I don't even know what you're saying on YouTube. Thanks again. Please give me if you liked what you see, please give me a thumbs up over on YouTube. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up here. Make sure that you are a subscriber. And, we'll go from there. I can see, there we go. And again, I can actually read some of the comments here as well. But again, I clicked the wrong link. Thanks again for everybody that was there. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for joining me here. I'll be advised. I said, get over if you're not subscribed on YouTube, get over there. I said I'm giving away the Freddie B pick. Okay, make sure your settings are public so that I know that you are a subscriber. And again, thanks everybody. We'll see you for the next show. I'll try to come on. Wednesday or Thursday, and hopefully you have a show sometime soon as well. Thanks again for joining me on my birthday. Appreciate you. I like to have music though, Ruben. I like to have a professional show. I want to get some outgoing music and incoming music, but I appreciate that. Y'all take care. I'll see everybody for the next show. Thank you for joining me on my birthday. It's made my birthday really nice to get a chance to hang out with people. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time. Go Raiders! And YAARRRG! From Captain Jack. We'll see you for the next show. Thanks again.